We got no feed.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. The Larry Steinhouse Show.
All right, everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the Larry Steinhouse Show. I am Larry Steinhouse, and we are broadcasting live from the Investor Schooling headquarters right here in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. I am the CEO of Investor Schooling, and I'm here to make financial education fun and accessible to everyone, especially you. Join us as we dive into the exciting world of real estate investing, stock option trading, and a treasure trove of financial wisdom. You can call us anytime during the show at... have you stopped eating yet? Can you say the phone number?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, go ahead, say the phone number.
Why you had to tell me to say the phone number? You see that I'm not eating.
Well, I wasn't sure because I wasn't sure if you swallowed.
I get it, but you could just stop the intro and let me put the phone number.
And here we go.
Well, so I was going through the intro, and then I realized the phone number, and I was going to point to you.
I mean,
so Omri comes to
the
the show today.
thing left for me is the phone number, and you take that away from me now.
He comes into the show today, and brings the whole studio smells like food now.
Chicken.
I mean, we got this little room, what is it? Maybe 6x10 room?
Yeah.
6x8 room.
It's like a jail cell.
And the whole room smells like food because you brought this food in. And when I got to the phone number, I was going to point to you, but I wasn't sure if you were done chewing. So go ahead, say the phone number.
What's the phone? The phone number. That's 855-939-1137.
He goes.
That's 85. Check. Quiet. That's 855-939-1137. Deb will come down and I will say it again. Can you calm down?
We got to mute Deb, man.
Please,
this is terrible.
can you calm down? That's 855-939-1137.
All right, you can call
us at any time at 855-939-1137. We are a financial show, by the way. It's not Jerry Seinfeld.
Wait, I got to finish the intro here.
Yeah, we
so
did.
You can call that number with your questions about money, finances, or anything that's on your mind, even politics. By the way, we're not just on the air. We're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Drop us a comment, say hello. Hey, by the way, I'm here with my awesome co-host, Dr. Debbie Anderson, Omri Morad, also known as The Immigrant, and of course, our sweet producer, Glenn Page.
Oh, you're right. It sounds better coming from me.
I told you.
Yeah, it sounds better
I
coming from me.
told you, right? Didn't I say that?
You did say that.
I said I needed an
now I
adjective
have it recorded to blackmail him.
I needed to describe Glenn, right? And Debbie said, use the word sweet. I'm like, okay. And of course, our sweet producer, Glenn Page, and Investor Schooling, we focus on practical learning. We will equip you with real world skills in real estate investing, stock options, tax savings tips, and the secrets to financial freedom. Our headquarters are right here in Bucks County, but our online courses reach eager learners nationwide. What is this? This is so written by
I know, this is so AI.
Yeah, it's so AI, isn't it?
I think we were looking at each other when we realized it was written by somebody else.
But the most important thing that I said the whole time was
that Glenn
sweet
is
Glenn Page, of course. Right?
Absolutely.
So Glenn Page is our producer. If you call in at
855-939-1137.
He's the first person you will talk to, and you will tell him what you want to talk about, and we will be able to have that conversation. All right.
Larry.
Yes.
I think the camera just went off.
The camera went off.
Yeah, so just take a look at that.
I can fix it.
Okay.
There we go.
Good.
I think.
Are any of the cameras on? Because, we're not seeing any of the cameras.
I don't know what's going on here.
That's 5 minutes of of technical difficulties. I was about to say financial difficulties. Oh my God!
It's financial difficulties.
It's not financial difficulties.
It's technical difficulties, right?
There is no live video today. Patty is telling us
No,
there's no live video.
All right, let's wait. We're on
right.
here. People are listening to us, talk about this. Let's talk about finances.
I
let's
get
talk
it,
about
but
something else.
Some people also listen to us on Facebook.
Let's do this. Wait,
yes.
I think I fixed it.
Yeah, it's fixed.
Okay.
All right, now, here's the question I have for you, Omri.
Yes.
You were about to tell me a story about a property.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me that story?
So I just went to see a property here next to the office, which is where I live. Under a lot of pressure, I guess, from people telling me, you need to buy a house. And it was in a decent price. And then I figure out that then since they moved in, the family or the people that lived there before, they haven't done anything.
So
I'm not talking about renovation. I'm talking about even cleaning. It's like the place is just and I looked at that and I try to, I'm also a contractor. I try to figure out what am I doing here, how I make it more valuable for me if I move in, or even more valuable so it will worth more if I will decide to sell it in the end or after a year or two. And I started to run all those numbers and all that, and I looked at that and I said, oh my God, there is almost no way right now to make money here. How we reach that point, and I've been in the same position in Norristown the week before, and yes, we are in the same. I know you will tell me in a second that it's mainly because I'm looking for things that are on the market and not off market.
Well, that's part of it. The other thing too, this is a house for you to live in, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so for everybody out there, including you, Omri, when you're looking for a house to live in, you're buying a lifestyle. You're not buying an investment.
I'm not okay. So I feel exactly the same as you, and I can tell you that I don't think this house will satisfy me even for 5 years.
Well, then maybe you shouldn't buy it just for that fact alone.
I know.
So if you're going to buy a house that you're going to move into, so for you guys who didn't catch that, Omri rents a house right now. He owns multiple properties, which is interesting, right? He owns multiple properties that he rents out, but he rents his own living space.
And I want to keep it that way very much. But unfortunately, I am so in love right now with where I live.
Well, there's nothing wrong with staying where you are.
So
I think the only problem I have with you staying where you are is you need a bigger place because you have 2 kids
exactly.
that are growing, so you need a bigger place. But that's it.
But
it could be a rental too.
But beside that, I'm so in love with where I'm going. So everywhere I go and I take a look, it doesn't fit my standards. For example, you know where I live.
Yes.
I can walk right now everywhere I want.
Right.
I can go to the grocery. I can go to the pharmacy. I can go to everywhere I want. I can go. I can go to Newtown to drink coffee, and I do that, and I enjoy doing that.
Yeah, sure.
And it feels to me like every other place I will lose that, and that's trouble me. I don't want to lose that. I want to keep being able to not use my car for everything. I want to be in a position.
Wait. First of all, you have 3 cars.
Yeah.
And one of them is a Tesla.
Correct.
In an apartment complex that doesn't have any chargers.
Correct. Yeah.
You are a very strange man.
I know. So there is a new startup. I don't know if you saw it. That it's a roof rack for a Tesla. That when you park, okay, you can open the roof rack, and it covers all the surrounding of the car with solar panels.
Yeah,
you saw that?
I did see that, and I saw that, and I'm like, why isn't the car made of solar panels?
So then I digged in. You know how much you will gain if you leave the car in the sun for an entire day? 15 miles.
15?
15.
That's useless.
Why would anybody will do something like that?
Because they're crazy liberals.
It could be. It could be. Oh, I started to see the crazy liberals, by the way, in the chargers now. Tesla opened some of the chargers to other companies.
Yes, I've seen that, yes.
You see, okay, so you see them now. You see them. You see the people that... You know what? Let's start with that. People are going to charge their car. Let's talk about it, okay? If you have an electric car...
It's only an hour show, and we need to talk about some things that have to do with financial...
We said
literacy,
2 hours.
Go ahead.
We said 2 hours. What's going on with WPHT?
It's not 2 hours yet.
Oh, my God.
We're working on it.
But everybody else in this station is so boring.
You're not allowed to say that anymore, apparently.
I'm sorry.
No, wait. Okay, now you got me on that tangent.
I'm sorry.
We're not allowed to say that other people are boring on the radio show anymore because we've been told that.
But they are
so I have
recorded.
To,
track.
No,
keep on track.
Hold on. I know that I wasn't here last week because it was my daughter's graduation and we were having a little shindig.
Oh.
And I listened into the show because you guys told me that a couple of people called in for Maddie. So for those of you who called in for Maddie, thank you. I listened to the show Sunday. I was sitting out on the deck listening to the show, and I was telling Larry, I'm like, you guys are really boring without me.
I know, see? And we finally made you understand that we're boring without you.
You are boring without me.
Okay, so...
Look at that look Omri's giving me.
No, because you didn't say anything since the beginning. You didn't say anything since the beginning of the show, and now it's boring because you're not speaking?
I've lost control.
That's it. I'm out.
I've completely lost control of the
Come
show.
on.
I'm just saying. I was listening to you guys chat.
I got to hit the mute buttons in a minute.
You weren't interested.
Listen,
That's
you want to be another boring show like on PhD? This is what they do. This is what the morning show is. The
You
morning
said
show
we
is this
can't.
right here.
You said we can't say that, and now you just said that. You said we can't say that,
I know.
so don't say that.
I didn't say that. Don't remind people I accidentally spoke my mind. How dare I? Okay, now let's get back to reality here. Let's talk about this house. So this house is, how much was this house?
So they want $299 for it.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all. To make it something special, you need to put $100,000 more into it. Okay.
How big
Okay.
is it?
I think 12 or 13
How many bedrooms?
right now. Now it's 2 with 1 bathroom.
So you can't buy the house.
Now,
You need a 3-bedroom.
do you? I know. I need a
So
even
don't
a
even
4.
look at 2 bedrooms.
So listen. You remember the house? You have a rule in real estate. The rules say never fall in love in a property.
Yeah,
With the property, right?
correct.
We almost broke this rule with the property in Ivyland, if you remember the commercial in
No,
Ivyland.
we didn't. But tell your story.
So, a year ago, I went with Larry to see a house.
Okay.
Now, the problem with using Larry as my agent is complicated, and I tell you why. Larry is my friend, and I consider Larry, and I think he considers me more than just a friend.
Ooh.
And he wants the best for me. So every house that we went
he
to
What are you
see,
trying to
He
say there?
missed,
I
he missed right
will
over it.
go
He
there.
glossed right over it. That's all right.
He's
No, it's
he's
fine.
saying something sweet about me, so I'm letting him talk. You know.
you don't let me talk one. and yet, so every house that we go to see together, he think about where he will stay. No, I'm joking. Every house we go and sit together, he think is not good enough for me. I believe. That's where he's coming from, and I appreciate that, and I love that.
Okay.
Now, I am not sure what's the best right now for sure for me, because again, I'm living in a 2-bedroom apartment and I love it. So back to the story. On June last year, we went to see a house. The house was exactly what I wanted. Do you remember this house?
The one that I told you to offer $350 for. The
Exactly.
You offer $330 for.
So no, I offered $325.
Yeah, and I said offer $350. You're wasting your time.
You know,
It was
I
listed at
I know, I
$330.
know, I know.
It was listed at $330. He wanted to offer
No.
$325, and I said
No.
offer $350. You're wasting your time.
No, can I compliment you?
Go ahead.
Thank you. So the house was listed for $310. We offered $325.
Right, whatever. it
He
was.
said, if you really, really want it, offer $350.
Okay.
The least offer, I think he said $335. The house got sold for $333.
Okay.
Everything. Now the house was perfect. It's for me to move in with suitcases, huge yard. The yard even don't belong to me. Like in green area that is belong to the township or something. I have no idea. But every time I go next to this house, and again, that's next to where I live right now, I want to bang my head through a wall.
We had a house like that. It's actually our Heather Lane house.
Yeah.
So I used to live in Bristol. We used to have a house, and it was in the top of the market. So we didn't. This is before I knew Larry and before I knew anything about real estate.
Yeah.
So we way overpaid for this house because everything was crazy overpriced. Anyway, every time we were living in Pennsauken, we were living in Jersey at the time, and we were trying to get back into PA. And every house that we had bid on, we lost. Every one. It didn't matter. We just lost on every single house. So we started just bidding on houses because we just wanted to get out of Jersey and into a house. Anyway, we found this perfect house. And it was our Heather Lane house. Phil's listening. You should call him, not like he ever listens. But whatever, anyway. So we call it our Heather Lane house. It was in Levittown. And the only thing I didn't like about it is that you had to step up to get into the kitchen. But everything else, we loved it. It had a big bedroom. It had I think it was 3 bedrooms at the time. It was big bedrooms. And it had a nice soaking tub. And, downstairs was really nice and just easy to get around to. And it had a nice porch. We would talk to the neighbors. I mean, it was really, 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 really like this house. So we put an offer in on it, and we were asking, okay, like exactly what they were asking.
Which doesn't work today.
Well, this was a while ago. So this was like 17 years ago. Wow, it's been a while. Anyway, so we offered them what they were asking, and then they decided to go with somebody who had put in a lower offer but was cash. So I think we offered, I want to say $290 at the time. It was it's when everything was way overpriced. So I think we offered $290 or $295. They went with somebody who had $270. They went with the $270, and I think they were supposed to be all cash.
It was all about the cash, or it's because they also bought it as is
They
and
probably
you
want their
asked
clothes.
for
I-
what?
They're close.
I don't know the details because I don't, at the time I was just, so can I finish this?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So anyway, so so we love the house. We were really upset that we didn't get it. Anyway, so that we ended up moving into the house in Bristol. We walked in and we're like, yeah, whatever, we'll take this one. And we actually got the offer and we ended up moving in there. So 2 weeks before we're getting ready to close of the house in Bristol, Heather Lane calls us back up and they say, are you guys still interested? Because the guy's funding fell through. And we're like, we had everything. We had proof of, not proof of funds, but we had the proof, the letter,
right,
the mortgage. Everything was lined up. We had everything. We even had somebody who was buying our house. Everything was aligned. And then they said no. And we were just really, and then of course we ended up buying Bristol because we couldn't get out of it at that point. Because if we got out of it, we'd lose all of our everything. And
so I feel
that
the
was our
same.
Heather Lane house.
So I feel exactly the same as you. I am trying to tell myself stories, true stories. And one of them is that if I bought this house in June last year, maybe I couldn't buy Florida.
Well, you probably couldn't have.
And I'm very happy that I bought Florida.
Right. So you need to stop. So one of the things you need to do, Omri, in this case, for real, stop worrying about what other people say about you.
Yeah.
You have an incredible life. You don't go to work anymore. Actually, you don't go to work at all.
Mm-hmm.
You work on properties that you own.
Mm-hmm.
You have a small contracting company that you help other people when they're in need. You have one guy who works for you, and he helps people. You could do whatever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want, right? You can go to Florida on a whim and go and work on our property or our mobile home park together. The only thing that people are saying to you is, you don't own a house. Well, look at them and go, I own several houses. How many do you own? Oh, the one I live in. Great. How often do you have to go to work? Every single day. So tell them to shut up.
I know. I'm aware of that. And we all still want to accomplish, right? So I think a house is something, it's an accomplishment for every person.
Is so low.
I know.
Compared to what you would pay for a house that you have to buy.
Why do you do
you
that?
Probably double.
Maybe they listen.
Don't do
that.
double. Your payment would probably double. Now, I do recommend, Oz is 3.
Oz is 3.
Right. So his little one is 3, and your daughter is 7.
8.
8.
I have 2 more years.
So and they're living in the same bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do very soon need to get a third bedroom.
I know.
I mean, you could still deal with it. They're still young enough, but you very soon need to get a third bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially girls, they do their thing. They're like, I want to be privacy. Let me alone. You know how girls are, right, Tom? But you got time. You probably got another year or two, and that would be it. Just get a 3-bedroom.
Could be, yeah. I think that's exact. I see people, believe it or not, in my community that living in because this is the size. It's a 2-1. All of them are 2-1, 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, right? I see people that living in this community, okay?
With 5 kids.
No, 5, but 3 kids.
Yeah. We got that in the mobile home where the people want to come in. In a mobile home, they want to come in with 5 kids. I'm like, no.
It was 7.
I know. I can't, it's funny. What's the difference? Like to us, we get rent. Who cares? But to us, it's more like I just can't. I just can't be part of that. You know what I mean? That's just wrong. But at the same time, Jason, my property manager in Easton, he would tell me somebody else is going to rent to them. So what's the difference? I'm like, I just don't want a part of that.
I agree. We shouldn't be a part of that. Exactly like the DAB don't want to rent to an illegal immigrant. We need to stand by our morals at some point.
Exactly.
And believe at what we do and be proud every morning at what we do.
By the way, I want to say hello to a couple of people online watching. We got Ed watching. We got James. We got Kimmy, of course. Kimmy is your #1 fan. I think she comes to class just to see you, just to have you say the phone number. Say the phone number for Kimmy.
855-939-1137.
And by the way, you can call in about anything. I know we've been pretty much off topic the whole time.
No, we're not.
No, we were just talking about real estate just now. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Okay. And you can say the number one more time?
Sure, I can. That's 855-939-1137.
And Kimmy says yes, she does come in just to see you, just to hear the phone number. So anyway.
Just to see you.
Kimmy's not single, right?
No,
what?
She's married.
She's married. Ah.
She's been married like 30 years. She's been married a long time.
So are you.
Right. Sorry. Yes.
Well, it doesn't
We
really
get
matter.
off topic in this show.
Well, marriage is just,
All right. Whatever. So, any particular topics that you guys want to bring up today? We talked about some cool stuff on Thursday. We talked about the rules of the crazy options trader and trading stock options.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm trading stock options, and I also saw today. I noticed that they took a bunch of my stocks away today.
Who?
They were taken to covered calls.
Okay. You
So-
sold, yeah.
Yeah. So I sold a bunch of stocks,
Sold options.
covered calls, and I made money on every single one of them. It was great, and it's the lowest risk way to make money. So we talk about a lot of real estate on the show, but we don't let you guys know that we also teach so many other things, including the stock market. And one of the things that we teach is the least risk way. The least risk way to invest in the stock market with stock options is selling covered calls. Now, I have an experiment going on, and we talked about this. I started it June 2nd. I deposited $30,000 into a separate account just to show the class, because I wanted to use a $30,000 number. I thought it was a reasonable number that pretty much is accessible to most people, $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
I put that in an account, and I'm going to show you what I can do with just two stocks, selling covered calls in these two stocks. One is Rivian and one's AT&T, selling covered calls every single week until the end of the year, and see how much money I've accumulated or how much money I've turned that $30,000 into.
Okay.
And I'll report on that several times. The first thing in class on Thursday, as I report on that.
Where are you at right now?
So right now I'm just even,
Okay.
because it's not. There's nothing really. There's nothing really happening in the account right now.
So you're selling the option and the stock going down, so you earn.
Right. So Rivian stock, I bought it high.
Yeah.
Because one of the rules that I did was I said, okay, don't even think about the price of stock, just buy it. I knew it was high when I bought it, but it was June 2nd. I had to buy it because that's when I said I would start the contest, right?
Yeah.
Or the whatever, the test, if you want to call it that. And I had to buy it high because it was just happened to be high. But I'm also showing that if you make a mistake and buy the stock too high, that you won't lose money too, which is part of the experiment.
So I have a friend in Israel, believe it or not, and he is playing with stock. I'm saying playing because he's actually playing. He's not doing it in any serious way. And he asked me about what do I know and what's going on here. And I told him about two stocks. I told him about Rivian. I told him about Spirit.
Great, yeah. Spirit I've got too.
And
I got calls on Spirit.
He bought both.
Right.
So he's cursing me about Spirit, but he's blessing me.
When did he buy it?
He's blessing me about Rivian.
No. Wait. When did he buy
Spirit
it?
few weeks ago.
So he bought it at $350. It's up almost $4.
Spirit?
Yeah.
Okay. No. Okay. So
It
I
depends
hope.
on when he bought Rivian too.
I hope it.
Maybe you got it backwards.
I didn't know Spirit is $4 already. I'm the only thing I think about right now is
Yeah.
is
So
calling him and asking if he sold it before.
To me,
Because Spirit was we was pretty sure. I'm sorry. We were pretty sure it is going up, and it kept going down for some reason.
So it depends on when he bought it.
Yeah.
So the symbol for Spirit is SAVE, SAVE.
Yeah.
And right now, I think it closed yesterday at 384. I bought stock options at 350 with a 350 strike price.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that, and I've got until August something. And if it goes to 450, that's a nice return.
So it's part of your 6 right now.
It's not.
Okay.
So, we teach that we play 6 stocks, but every once in a while I throw the dice on a separate stock.
Okay.
So I just threw the dice on this one just for fun.
Okay.
I didn't put a whole lot of money in it. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun and see if I can make a couple of bucks on it, and just see if my prediction's right on it. It's not one of my 6, and it doesn't have any weight in my account.
What was the name of the bank that was a good bet as an investment, and then they went bankrupt? Their share was like the Republic, not Republic,
Yeah,
not Republic.
I think it was First Republic Bank, maybe.
First Republic,
yeah, I think it was,
and then they went off
and
business,
they went
right?
bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's life. I lost money on that one. Go
Have
ahead.
you heard anything about Acorn? It's like an app called Acorn where you're supposed to save money or something.
So I don't know. I have to see. I don't know if it's public.
Well, no. I mean,
There's a bunch of those companies coming out now. It's all fintech.
Well, the reason I ask is I was driving with my daughter actually this morning, and she was asking me about Acorn, and I'm like, you know what? If you're interested in the stocks, why don't you come into class? But I mean, I don't know anything about it, and I guess they put like $5 a week away, and then
What is it?
I guess it's an app, like an investing app, where you put $5. You could put in whatever it is you want in there. So I think her friend was putting in $5 a week, and then they take it and they invest it in something. But I don't know the details of any of that, and I just don't know if you ever even heard of it.
So what they've done is they've gamified the stock market for kids, for 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 15-year-olds. They've gamified the stock market, and that's part of why it's part of why there are things like meme stocks that are being created. It's part of why Nvidia is going crazy and GameStop goes crazy
Because kids are buying
because
it.
kids are buying it, and if enough of them buy it, it affects the stock. They have to all. I mean, it has to be a lot of people buying it.
Yeah.
And then you got the people who are in Wall Street laughing at them because they're going to short sell them all. I mean, Nvidia is going to be back in the 80s, probably. I'm going to say in the next 3-4 months. Nvidia is going to go from where it closed the other day,
Where is
125.
it? It's still over 1,000.
No, it was a 10-to-1 split, so it's at
Okay,
120. It's at 125 right now, which would be 1250 a month ago. So it's at 125 right now. I think it's going to go back to 80, and then it might be a good play.
Okay.
But that might be a throw the dice play too, where you buy some puts at 100, and if it goes to 80, you make a lot of money.
Okay.
But that's just for fun. But I wouldn't recommend it. That's not the kind of stuff that we teach. We don't teach you to gamble. We teach you how to make money in the stock market using calls and puts. And we have a strategy that works pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And those two plays are not that strategy. Spirit or Nvidia are not
long
that strategy.
lasting. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just for fun. If you wanted to go to Atlantic City and you wanted to throw $500 on the table, that's the same thing as this. All right, now we covered so many things.
Every time we talk financial, we're exhausted.
We're boring. I know.
Exhausted. Exactly.
You know what happened? The show was so boring last week that Debbie wanted to show that she could come here and make the show more boring.
Is that what it is?
No.
Maybe I should just walk out now and you'll be all done.
No.
I heard you talking about the straight man. I'm the straight man, and Omri didn't get the straight man.
What is the straight man?
What is a straight man?
No, I know what is the straight man. What is the straight man?
What is a straight man?
Oh my God.
I know this one. They don't visit New Hope.
Doesn't call New Hope.
Well, what's it called?
I can't say anymore.
Oh, yeah. we went through that last week. You know what? Let's do this. Let's have a commercial, right? When we come back, we'll actually talk finances. How's that?
Sure, let's do that.
Thanks, man. This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Do you know when the best time to buy investment properties is?
Boy.
It's now. It's always now. You just need to learn how to buy them correctly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night.
I don't know.
Learn how
I'm
to
a
buy
little
investment
nervous.
properties and make money every time.
No,
That's
we're
right.
good,
That's
we're
what
good.
Everybody's
we
fighting
teach
with
how to
each
buy
other.
investment properties
We're
and
not
make
fighting.
money every time.
If we were
Go
fighting,
to
we'd actually be screaming.
investorschooling.com and RSVP right now. Take a class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's investorschooling.com.
Sent from home? Where is this from?
This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling.
to be
Are you
in
ready
the
for
office on
retirement?
the other side.
Have you prepared everything you need?
Is it yours?
Well, at Investor Schooling, we will teach you ways to better prepare for your retirement using real estate and the stock market. But you need to learn how to do it right, and that's what we teach. At Investor Schooling, we sell nothing but education. Come to Investor Schooling and learn
You
how to
might
have a
wanna,
better retirement. Go to
probably are gonna do this, but you might wanna
and
give the number
RSVP
again when you
right
get
now
back, Larry.
for this Thursday's class at 7 o'clock. Go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
All right, so I can give you another minute here, or I can give you another 30 seconds. What do you prefer?
Are you
whatever.
tired of hearing
Give us
about
a
the
minute.
recession that's coming?
All right, we'll do
Are
a
you
minute.
prepared for it? Well, listen, at investorschooling.com, we're going to teach you ways to prepare for the recession that you didn't even know existed. We're going to teach you strategies on how to use real estate. We're going to teach you strategies how to use the stock market properly. That's right, you can even make money in the stock
By the way,
market
I'm
when the
very
stock
glad
market
you didn't
goes
say that the
down.
other
Hey,
shows
go to
are
investorschooling.com and register for a free class.
That would have been
Thursday
bad.
night, and you will learn all of
glad
these
that didn't
techniques.
happen.
Go to investorschooling.com right now.
Don't tell anybody.
RSVP for this Thursday. We'll see
It's
you
okay.
there.
Nobody's listening to us anyway.
This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling.
We miss
Don't
you,
go
Dr.
through
Dr.
life
Kimmy, you're
ignorant
so
about how to
sweet.
become a millionaire. Learn how to invest in real estate, the stock market, precious
everybody's
metals,
melting.
and learn from an expert. At Investor Schooling, we teach these things and more. We only provide education, and we will teach you how to leverage real estate, how to leverage the stock market, and how to leverage
All right,
precious
we're gonna be
metals
coming
to
back.
make more money than you've ever made before. Go to investorschooling.com and take a complimentary class this Thursday. We will see you there. Investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I am Larry Steinhouse. This is the Larry Steinhouse Show, and we are paid for by Investor Schooling. Unbelievable.
But there's still. It doesn't mean that anything bad
Wait,
can happen.
Can I finish first?
Sure.
Okay, I just want to finish. I'm here with my interrupting co-host, not Doc. I'm going my interrupting co-host, Omri, my brilliant co-host, Dr. Debbie Anderson, and our sweet producer, Glenn Page. And you could call us about anything at 855-939-1139. Wait, is that right?
You see, they haven't said
1137. Wow,
they
I got
haven't
the number
said the
wrong.
number so wrong.
I haven't said the number so long. I got the number wrong. It's 855-939-1137. 855-939-1137. Call us about questions about the stock market, about real estate, about anything, even politics. I don't care. You want to know. I was hanging out with the next governor of New Jersey the other day. I was hanging out with Bill Spady. If you guys know who Bill Spady is, he's the guy that most people listen to on the morning show on the mornings.
We can say, right? Or we can?
No, I can say whatever I want.
Okay.
Well, within reason, I guess. Within reason.
But he's the number one talk show host in New Jersey because he's not.
Oh, don't even. I know where you're going. Don't
He's
even.
not.
Yeah.
He's not
Oh.
boring. Yes.
No, it is. I was pretty sure about to say liberal.
What?
Okay. No. Okay.
Anyway, so 855-939-1137, 855-939-1137.
That's 855-939-1137.
All right, let's give away a book so we get a caller. What do we want to give away a book for? I got it. Anybody who could spell, and if people if students don't call in, but if it's somebody else, anybody who could spell Omri's name correctly, one shot gets a book.
We did
You get
that,
one
though.
shot. We did this one already?
We did.
We
This
did,
one.
and,
Yeah,
and
we did.
nobody managed to do it.
I know. Nobody was able to do
I
it.
know. So
Why don't we talk about the Money Hacks event?
All right, we can talk about that. Well, okay. But they call in, they can get a free ticket to the Money Hacks event.
Yes.
How's
Why
that?
don't they call? They get a free ticket
Okay, I
to
tell
the
you
Money
what,
Hacks
we're
event.
just going to give. If you call in and you talk to us and ask us anything, we're going to give you a free ticket to the Money Hacks event. So it's coming up on August 17th. August 17th. It's a full day event. We do this 3 or 4 times a year.
we have the mobile home king coming to
We have
us.
the Mobile Home King coming to talk about that. I'm going to be talking about something. I'm not even sure. We have people talking about being your own banker. It's going to be a really good event. We normally charge $147 for it, and you can go to for free. We'll give you 2 free tickets if you call in and talk to us about anything, because the audience is so much fun. I like the audience.
Of course.
We have more fun with the audience than we have with each other. Be careful what you're thinking, Omri. And what's the phone number for them to call in to get the free ticket?
That's 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137.
It's not as sexy as it used to be, right?
I know, but he does do it better than you
it's
do.
the
I have to
hummus.
say, like his voice is definitely like he has more of that like
Yeah,
deeper
but I think
voice.
I think now that he's trying too hard now.
That's
There you
855-939-1137.
That's
there
better.
you go.
Much better. Okay,
There
so
you
call us that number.
Yeah.
Well, what?
What's the number?
What's the number? Go ahead.
I have no idea.
Okay, so call us at that number, and we'll give you a free ticket to Money Hacks event. And you know what? Because I already said it, we'll give you a free ticket, and we'll give you a book. How's that?
Sure.
Is that good? Okay.
You're very generous
All right,
today.
So, I wanted to talk about the other thing, which is annuities once again. It drives me crazy. What? You don't like that topic?
So if the reps are the essence of annuity, we are exactly the opposite.
Right.
Everybody knows we hate them.
I wonder if we should actually consider marketing to some financial advisors to have them come to the Money Hacks event, because that would be interesting.
Well, here's the problem with financial advisors.
To do
Financial
what?
advisors work on commission, right?
No, I understand, but
And
at least here you
You're
have.
not going to educate. You're not going to educate a financial advisor. Say, by the way, there's so many better investments out there than the ones you're trying to sell.
No, they will never say that.
They would never. They can't. First of all, they can't say it. If they do, they lose their license. So if they actually tell somebody there's a better investment out there than the one they sell, they lose their license, which is the dopiest thing ever.
Is it also true to real estate agent? A real estate agent, if they are not addicts, let's say that, they can tell you that there's another house that is very good for you, but
They
don't.
can do that, but they can't do it in a discriminatory way. They can't. And what I mean by that is they can't say, just a real extreme example. They can't take a black person into a white neighborhood and say, "I think there's a nicer house for you in the neighborhood next door that's all black." They can't do that. That's discrimination. But what they can do is they could say, "Hey, you know what? I saw a house that's really nice that I think you might like." Of course they can do that. Why wouldn't they do that?
Okay.
All right, we got Ed. What's going on, Ed?
Nothing much, Larry. I would have called earlier, but I misplaced the number. I didn't know what the number was.
That's
I searched my phone and I found it.
855-939.
How do you not have the phone numbers programmed into your phone? You call every week.
I do. I was joking. I do. What I
Do we
What I called about is I
give
wanted to
Ed
call-
a free ticket?
I don't know.
No, should we give Ed a free ticket?
Oh, if you want to, sure.
I think
Only
we'll-
if
I
you
think
can
we'll
come.
do-
That's the only thing.
Absolutely.
You have to be able to come.
Yeah, you got to be able to come. Can you make it?
I'm going to come.
All right, cool.
It's in August,
17th.
right?
Yeah, August
I'll be there.
17th.
Yeah, August 17th.
How is your health, my friend?
Okay.
So, yeah, how are you doing, man? Any news on?
My health. I gotta wait till August for another evaluation test on my. I have low blood platelets, and they want to see why. So they want to check my liver and make sure everything's okay. With
Okay.
that.
All
But
right.
the problem is it takes so long to get an appointment. Now I got to wait till August. And it just delays my time to get on the transplant list.
Okay.
But you're still on the
Here's what
list,
it is.
right?
Other than that, Other than that, I'm really healthy. All my blood work came back good, and
Good. I'm
yeah.
glad to hear
So
that.
that's
Okay.
one good thing.
So what can we help you with, my friend?
So I was calling about. I read somewhere today that there, what you said about wholesalers are going to have to be licensed, and they also may pass legislation about eliminating assignments of contracts, make it illegal to do that. What do you think? Is that possible?
So
or-
the only people who are going to be affected by this are amateurs. So the people who know how
I agree.
real estate really works will know that you don't have to worry about this. So the problem with the wholesalers is, first of all, everybody and their brother's a wholesaler now. Oh yeah, I bought a property. I think I know somebody who might kind of sell a property, who might kind of sell it to me if I kind of think about it, and I kind of might want to sell it to you. That's a wholesaler now. It's not even what wholesaling used to be was it used to be that you bought a property at a low price, you sold it to somebody else at a higher price. That's what wholesaling was.
There are any criteria that after 2, 3, 5 properties you actually a wholesaler?
No, you're a wholesaler if you do one. What's the difference?
Because
Whatever
if
you identify with, Omri.
I get,
But
but if this is not your job,
right,
this is
but-
not how you make a living. You work, but
I'm going to educate you in the audience on what wholesaling really is
okay,
and how to get around all these problems.
okay,
Okay, wholesaling, the way it's done now, is you get a property under contract and you assign the contract to somebody else.
correct.
That's not wholesaling. That's actually called novation. It's actually a legal term called novation, where you change the name of the contract to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
That's novation, so it's not wholesaling anyway. But the problem is, it's become the word wholesaling is the word that people use for it now. The other thing that is very simple, if you ever gone some of the new construction companies, they say that you can't assign the contract no matter what, because a lot of people, what they do is they would wait online for a new construction new construction project. They'd buy a house, get it under contract, and by the time they close, the house has already gone up $20,000. They don't even close; they just sell the contract for $20,000, and they change the name. And they change the name would be novation, right?
It's the Cybertruck syndrome.
Right? They can't do that anymore
Yeah.
because the contracts all say that they're non-assignable. So here's the answer to all the problems. When you buy the property in a trust, and you simply close the property in the trust with a new beneficiary. It's very simple. So the problem is solved no matter what. That's why I said all the amateurs are going to fall off, and the professionals, the people who know what they're doing, the people who understand this business, like me, like you, like Dr. Deb, will have no problem with this. And now, Ed, you can now do it too because you understand it too. How's that?
Absolutely. I think what Omri was speaking about was when you do 5 or more wholesale deals. I think the IRS declares you a dealer. Is that what he's talking about?
No, it's not that at all. It's what really happens is the only time there's a problem is if you're buying it in your IRA. If you're wholesaling inside your IRA, they call that they can call that a business, and if you don't have that properly set up, then it may violate the IRA. That's all. So that's the only time it's a problem.
Okay.
It's not an issue. Anything else, man?
No.
Right,
How do I claim my free ticket?
Don't worry. Deb's already got you down. I don't even need. You know what you do? Call me. You call me on Monday. I mean, you know the number to school. Call me on
Just
Monday.
show up.
Deb will put you in. All right.
All right. Thanks, Larry.
You got it, man.
Thanks,
all right.
Deb.
Let's go.
All right.
To,
Thanks,
No worries.
Omri.
let's go to
Have a
Nancy.
good weekend.
What's going on, Nancy?
Hi. I actually I heard you mention annuities, and somebody recently asked me to go with them to one of those sessions, and it's one I think's been around for years on the radio, and yeah, I guess I've heard bad things about annuities. But then I did see on the postcard that they got for this dinner that it said something about annuities and somehow you could wrap around long-term care insurance.
Oh, I've heard of those too. The annuity with the long-term health care insurance. They come up with something new every day.
If you knew anything about that.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm too old to buy that.
Well, okay. So, all right. So I have to be really clear. I got to be careful what I say because annuities, when annuities first came out, what they originally came out for is what they should only be used for. Is if somebody hands you $1 million and they say, "Hey, listen, you've got 25 years left of your life, or 100 or 50 years left of your life. We want to make sure that you have a payment every month." That's what an annuity is for. But putting money into an annuity as an investment is a terrible idea. It's probably the worst investment out there because you lose money the second you put it in. So that actually makes absolute.
Why do you lose?
Well,
why do you lose money?
So if you put, I don't have an illustration in front of me, but if you put $100,000 into an annuity, and then 6 months you say, "Hey, I want my money back," you know how much they give you back?
No.
$92,000.
I don't.
If you're lucky.
Oh.
Anywhere from 8 to 10% the first year is what they take back from you. You want to know why they do that?
So you won't take your money.
What?
The salesman got it?
That's exactly right. The salesman got it. That's exactly right. So the salespeople get the money and they won't give it back to you if you change your mind. So annuities are, like I said, if you're using an annuity like for let's say you have a disabled child and you want to make sure that this child gets enough money every year for the rest of their life if anything happens to you, that makes total sense for an annuity. But to put $100,000 or $500,000 into an annuity and try to watch it grow is a major mistake. There's so many other places you can put money that it will grow and it will really grow, and you can use that as an investment. If you want it at the end, you want to use it as an annuity, although I have much better ways to do it. I still, even using the annuity for what it was purposely made for, I don't even like that. But at least if you're doing that, you're not getting ripped off. You know, where the other way you're just getting ripped off. I can't stand them. I mean, there's a bunch of people on this radio station selling them, and I have a problem with it. But without saying who it was you're going to see, was it an advertiser on this station?
I think it may be on this station. It's like if a car ran into another car, you would have and that's.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but okay. So I just want to be careful. I don't want to name names because it's rude. Not that I care, but it's rude. But you said something else.
I think they've been around a long time. I think I've heard over the years little bits and pieces. But I where it says you can't lose money, like if you wanted to put part of what you have in an area where you didn't have to.
Yeah, and
you still don't like it.
So there's one of the companies here that I actually like. I mean, I don't know them, but I've heard their advertisements several times. But what they're using is not an annuity; they're using life insurance. Now, if you use life insurance, whole life insurance, there's different ways to use whole life insurance that are very good ideas. And if they're doing what I think they're doing, based on what I hear from their show and their commercials, I believe they're doing it the right way, and I like it. So that's different. It's different than an annuity. Okay. Now, you had mentioned something earlier. You mentioned the annuity with the long-term health care insurance in it, which it's not, which amazes me because it's not long-term health care insurance in there. What they do is they give you a portion of your premium back to cover your health insurance and your health expenses, and it's not that great. We had somebody here was trying to explain it to me. And when he gave me the numbers, and I don't have them in front of me, so I can't give you the numbers. But the numbers were so bad; they were actually worse than a normal annuity.
So they give you money for your premium with the insurance company, or they give you money for the expenses?
For the expenses for your long-term care. So there's something called long-term care insurance, which at your age, Omri, you should be buying it. At Debbie, your age, you should be buying it for the future.
Yeah, I think I'm too old.
I can't. First of all, I can't even get it. I'm uninsurable, so I can't even get it.
Okay.
But it is something that you guys should be getting. It probably costs you $200 a month if you buy it now.
$200 a month.
Right, but you're not using it until you're in your 70s, 80s, or 90s.
Okay.
But at that point, it might be a good idea, unless you do what I do, which is I hide all my assets, right? All my assets are in trust, so I don't have to worry about I always tell people I qualify for Medicaid, right?
Yeah.
So I can go into a nursing home tomorrow and Medicaid can pay for it. Now, that's an option to me. I look at it this way, if I want to have a luxurious nursing home and pay for it out of my pocket, I can, because I can afford to. But if I don't want to, because I don't want to use that money, I want to leave that money to my wife and my kids, I can decide that I qualify for Medicaid because all my assets are in trusts. And because they're in trusts, I qualify for Medicaid. The government will pay for my nursing home. Do you think it's going to be a top quality nursing home?
No.
No, but at the same time, so it depends on where I am, right? If I'm staring at the ceiling all day long, do I really care if the ceiling has cobwebs? In fact, the ceiling with the cobwebs might be more interesting than the white ceiling that doesn't have cobwebs. So that's my choice. So if you do it right, if you do it right, if you have your assets correct, and Nancy, I don't know if you're a multimillionaire or if you don't have anything. Either way, the funny part is if you're a multimillionaire and you have nothing, you're in the same position. It's the people in the middle that are the problem.
Right. I think I'm in the middle.
Yeah. So it's funny because those are the ones. So it's not the middle class in this case, but it's the people who who probably can't afford to do the nursing home, but didn't have their assets set up properly because they don't qualify for Medicaid.
So let's go back to what you said about this special insurance that costs $200 a month.
Right. It's called long-term nursing home or long-term healthcare insurance.
What it will cover for me?
So it covers the nursing home. It covers the entire nursing home. It covers your nursing home visit. It covers the doctors for the nursing home, everything.
Okay.
So that's something that, depending on your situation, it might be a good thing for people to buy. Now, again, we're investor schooling. We don't sell any of these products. We teach you them. That's all we do. I've never actually brought up long-term healthcare insurance before, but right now, I'm fairly healthy. I have my problems, but I'm fairly healthy. But I'm 60 years old, and I'm looking into the future, going, hey, one day, I don't know. My grandfather spent the last 4 years of his life in bed. My father spent the last 4 years of his life in bed. Now, I know my wife's listening, and she's going to say, I could keep you from doing it. My wife's a health nut. She's brilliant when it comes to health. And she goes, I could keep you from doing that. But, she doesn't – it's not that easy sometimes for people to change their lifestyle. So I wonder if I'm going to be looking at that same scenario. And if I am, I'd prefer that I'm not paying for it. That's all. I'd rather have an insurance company pay for it or have the government pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
So Nancy,
Okay,
what you should do – go ahead.
Oh, good.
You should come see us. You should come to Investor Schooling, and I could have a quick private session with you and talk to you a little bit about your situation and see if there's any suggestions I can make.
Oh, well, that would be nice.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I was caregiving for a number of years, so I'm only recently sort of free to do some things like this. So yes, actually, and I would like to go to your session, the one you were offering the tickets for.
Oh, yeah, we're going to give you a ticket to the Money Multiplier. That's right, I forgot about that. We're going to give you a ticket to the Money Multiplier, so you're going to come to that on August 17th. That'll be a lot of fun. You'll learn a lot from that. That's a good day because there's so many things to learn that day. And, you just pull me aside and I'll have a little conversation with you about your situation, see if I can help. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just here to help. So we're looking forward to seeing you. The sweet Glenn Page is going to take your information so we could get you so somebody could call you on Monday and get you a ticket. All right?
Okay.
All right. Thanks,
Thank
Nancy.
you.
We appreciate your call.
Glenn
Very
is
cool.
sweet. Maybe you don't like that word, but I think Glenn is a sweet guy.
I can't see one guy calling another guy sweet.
I'm just I'm not a guy.
That's
so,
all.
I'm not a guy.
Right now Glenn's taking the information, so I can't even ask him.
Yeah. But, he's a sweet guy.
Yeah, he is a very sweet guy.
Yeah.
Your husband is a sweet guy?
I don't know if I'd call Phil sweet.
Actually,
No?
I would.
You call him sweet?
Yeah, he's so nice and caring.
You just
that
did
he
it.
scares me.
You just did it. You just called another guy sweet.
I know, it was a joke.
You just did it.
I know. I'm glad you were listening.
You broke your
And
rule.
I didn't know that Omri actually listens. I know he talks,
I
but I
know
don't
he
think he
talks,
actually
yeah.
listens.
You saw the last Monday that I'm listening. You think I'm asleep on Monday Mastermind.
Well,
You
'cause
saw
you're usually
the
on your
recent
phone.
Mastermind that I am listening.
You're usually on your phone playing, and then when we
It
ask you to do
was so
something, you're not
fun.
paying
I know,
attention.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
So if anybody else wants to call and get a free ticket to the Money Hacks event,
The Sweet Money Hacks event.
The Sweet Money Hacks event.
You could call. You could use this sweet number.
855-939-1137.
One more time.
Sure. That's 855-939-1137.
We have to have a recording of Omri saying that in case he's ever out.
Yeah,
That's
you should actually.
855-939.
You should.
1137. So you see, you need to pick good friends in life, guys, because some friends will want you to record you while you're saying a phone number in case you die, and some friends would like to make sure something.
In case you die.
We didn't say anything about that. We just said in case you're not here. Jeez.
Listen, just make sure your funeral's not on a Saturday because Debbie and I need to do the show.
Okay, sure. I will make sure.
I bet you Ice Cream Gary's on the phone again.
I'm pretty sure.
What do you think? You think it's Gary, New Jersey's Ice Cream Gary?
He calls us every
But
Saturday
okay,
right now. It's great.
He's fun to talk to. What's up, Gary?
I want to make sure this is 855-939-1137.
No, it's 38. You made the wrong number.
Gary, are you going to come to the Money Hacks event if I give you a free ticket?
To answer you correctly, no.
You know, listen.
Not that I don't want to.
Why?
But I can't. Larry, my question to you is, my neighbor sold his house. He's under contract. And he calls me up. He says, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? I said, I'll tell you what. I'll sell you my property. He froze. He didn't expect that because my house isn't listed. I just happened to throw it out.
Wait,
so he says, okay.
I'm not sure I understand.
I'm confused about a lot of things. Your neighbor is moving, and he's your next door neighbor?
He's selling. He's down the street.
He's
a mile away.
He's a mile away. Okay, when you said neighbor, I'm like, why would somebody buy a house across the street, you know? Okay. So why does he want your house? Is your house smaller than his house?
Approximately, yeah, I would say a hair or two, a little bit smaller, yes.
No, but I mean...
Now, my question to you...
You just said...
My question to you...
Yeah, you just said that
he's
moving... Wait, you just said that he sold his house, but he has no place to go?
Let Gary ask his question.
Yeah, why don't you let him ask his question so we can help?
Yeah. Go ahead, Gary.
Okay. He called up, and we were having a conversation. And I'm listening. I says, okay, you have no place to go or no, there's nothing out there. He said, there's nothing out there. I said, well, why don't you buy my place? He says, I didn't know what's for sale. I said, it's not, but I'm offering it to you. So to make a long story short, I want to ask you this. If we do sell our property, I am not going to buy another real estate property. I'm going to rent a condo that's comfortable for us. My question is this. Say 5 years down the road, Medicaid, the 5-year look back is 2029 and my wife needs care. But I don't want to go into a facility. Since we're into a condo, would Medicare come to us in a condo as opposed to our house?
So you're thoroughly confused. So first of all, it's Medicaid that you're talking about. And Medicaid will only be if you have no money, then Medicaid will kick in and cover and pay for your nursing home. If you sold the house to somebody else, you got that money. You put it in your own pocket. So because you put that money in your own pocket, it's your money. So you'll have to spend that money first. I mean, if you go spend that money somewhere else, it's okay. But as long as the money came to you. But if you sold that house to, let's say, your kids, and you sold it for $1, Medicaid's gonna look back and say, no, that house is worth whatever. Let's say it was worth $300,000. It was that $300,000 has to be spent first because you tried to get it out of your estate. You have to spend that $300,000 first before you can qualify for Medicaid. You're fine. Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
And I hear that nursing homes have really good ice cream.
Larry, keep up the good work. And by the way, I know Dr. Deb was out on graduation last week. I want you to tell her.
I'm here.
I'm
here.
Advice.
I'm here. I'm here this week.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here this week.
Here's the advice for the seniors. And Larry had a ball with this one. Are you ready?
Go ahead. Tell me.
if you want to be happy for the rest of your life,
I did hear
never
this.
make a turn in your way.
Yeah.
So from Larry's point of view,
All right.
making
Glenn's not going to be so sweet because he's disconnecting you right now. Beautiful. All right.
Is that guy singing in his shower there?
And by the way, I was going to say, Gary, the next time you call, in case you're still listening, the next time you call, don't call from your toilet bowl.
It's just
Right?
it was like lathering up.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He's
Was he
packing.
lathering up to that song? Is that what the story was?
He's packing. That's why. Maybe,
All right.
yeah.
So don't forget to go to investorschooling.com and you can learn all about the things we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And you can sign up for this Thursday night's class. And we're going to have a blast in this Thursday night class. You know how I know?
No, why?
Because Dr. Deb is presenting this class.
Ooh.
And Dr. Deb is going to be talking about, are you talking about tax liens and tax deeds?
That's what everybody asked for. Yeah, I was surprised.
Okay, that's right. I told you that's what they want to know.
Yeah.
So Dr. Deb is a tax lien and tax deed expert. I mean, if you want to know a way to get into real estate really, really cheap with very little bit of money and be able to make a lot of money in your money, you need to talk to Dr. Deb about this. So Thursday night, we're going to be talking about tax deeds and tax
Liens and tax deeds.
Yeah, that thing right there.
Yep.
And you're going to learn how to buy houses really, really cheap, or you're going to learn how to make sometimes 18 to 36% on your money.
9 to 36. Yeah.
9 to 36% on your money
Yeah.
by just covering somebody's taxes, which is really neat. It's a great way to make some money. So make sure you show up. Go to investorschooling.com. All right, we still got some time. We got like a minute and a half.
We hear those stories again. We heard them let's say a year and a half ago, that people are selling their houses, but then they understand they have no place to
There's
go.
no place to go, yeah.
Because their house rised in price, but every other house raised in price,
Right.
maybe even much more than your house.
Yeah, I mean, you look
So
at
people, yeah.
most people who have houses now, can't afford to buy their own house.
Insane.
So if they were to sell, like if they bought a house for $300,000 5 years ago, and their house is now worth $600,000, they can't afford to buy a $600,000 house. Plus, if you had the interest rate that's now double, they really can't afford to buy their house. So that's why people are staying put. That's why nobody's moving.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at it and I go, I owe pretty much nothing on my house at this point, and I'm like, why would I want to sell it? If I sell it, yeah, I get a big chunk of change I could put down on the house, but I got to make payments. All right. Anyway,
Where will you
I
go?
want to thank all the listeners for tuning in once again and having the patience to enjoy us, and especially the patience with Omri. I want to, of course, thank the sweet producer, Glenn Page. I want to thank Dr. Deb and Omri for being here, because those guys are so awesome. They put up their afternoon. None of us gets paid for this. Go to investorschooling.com. See you Thursday.
Bye-bye.
This program is paid for by